Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Axe Ministry, Axe Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. This is Steve's show.
Thank you.
Take it away, Steve.
Wow, I like the music. You know I love that song, too. Wow. Welcome to Brighter Living Live, folks. Thank you. And now...
Got it all started. Got it all started all nice and soft and quiet.
I sound like...
Good morning! It's Brighter Living Live. Steve-O Mickey Mactastic. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
There's Steve, right? Yeah, you're Steve.
Hello over there.
Over here.
How's the weather over there?
You know, fair to Midland.
That's good. It's a little cloudy right now. We're here.
Well, stop passing gas. You'll be all right, Steve.
Well, you know, it does sound like that, or a bad mini bike. You know, the drilling and everything. It just, folks, it sounds like a bad mini bike, or just a real bad gas problem.
I was saying
after beef and bean.
Just like, you know, wow, that wasn't me. I promise.
Well, I really would like for us to begin by thinking about my guest that was supposed to be on. I'm not going to go into detail, obviously, or reason why, but my guest today, Susan, was not able to be here due to unforeseen circumstances. So just keep Susan and her husband in your prayers. So, and with me, in my situation, as I stated, if you saw the morning drive this morning, I had, twitching of the foot and the leg, and it was just, I was up half the night, so if not all night. So just bear with me, folks. But you know what? God's in control, and He's in large and in charge, and we're going to press on.
That's right. I zoomed it in just a hair on us both.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air. Is that okay? So you were talking about the sermon that I was talking about.
I know that's not what the name of the title was.
No, it's called Love in Action.
Right.
Versus Love in Action.
And I'll tell you what, I will take a look at the whole sermon, but I just touched on it for briefly before I got here, or while I was actually here waiting for the morning drive to start, and wow. You know, when I say you touched on a few nerves, that doesn't mean a bad thing. It just, you know, people had to stop and think about what you were talking about, being love in action. There's different ways of having showing love in action, like love is a verb. That's the name of a song from a certain trio group that was real popular in the 70s and 80s. Love is a verb is the name of it. And
love is a verb. It's action oriented.
It's definitely.
We need to display our love to the world.
Mm-hmm.
We need to introduce the world to Jesus through our actions, which should be centered around agape love.
Right. There's acts of kindness, that's showing a lot of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a big thing. Just showing the smallest little gift of just a smile, as little as a smile. But, you know, a smile is not, I shouldn't say little, because it can make somebody else's day that you're not aware of. I mean, somebody else could be going through a rotten day, and just by you smiling at them can show that somebody cares for you.
Yeah, and you know, some people, all they need is an ear. Some people need you can't really hug a bunch of strangers right now. And that's unfortunate because I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger kind of guy. But there are people out there that really, really need just loving attention.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. That's going to be disturbing it somewhat, but I'm going to try to block it out.
You know, we work in an office. We're working out of an office building that is an older building and needs work. And this is the only time. It's not like they're going to stop what they're doing. They've got that thing sitting on the side of the wall, on the outside wall.
Right.
They can't just move it for a couple hours while we're doing our show and then bring it back.
No, that's easier said than done.
So let's just listen to it for a minute. These are what we call worldly sounds.
Exactly.
And it is distracting. But, hey, what can you do?
I
Hey,
know
can you
there.
guys take an hour break? 2 hours? Because, you know, Troy and Belinda are coming in the office.
Oh yeah, we it's got to be quiet.
Oh,
for that.
well, if
You
it's
know,
not, then, you know, everybody's just going to have to.
especially
have
the
to live it.
person on the phone.
We will press on. We will press on.
Like I said.
The person on the phone's not going to hear it.
Oh, that's true.
But, yeah, it's exciting stuff. Love.
Love for sure. I also have a prayer request on Jana. I don't know if she's still watching my show or not, because you'll be able to tell, won't you? If Jan-
Oh, let me pull it up here.
because I'm started my watch party sort of, and I just got word this morning that a former classmate of mine passed away. I don't know when this happened. I just found out his twin brother just notified me and told me, and we were in class together
Morning,
at
Susan.
vocational training, and Doug Klein, he passed away this morning. So all of you, those people that are watching in Waterford, I don't know if you found out yet or not, but Doug Klein passed away. I don't know when he did. I just found out about this morning. Don, his brother, just told me, or told a lot of us. So be praying for the Klein family. Actually, I think they went to my church too. A long, long time ago. They, so I wanted to throw that out there before I forgot.
Sorry, I'm not laughing. It's just
No,
like
I know what
you're trying to have this solemn moment, and all of a sudden there's all this drilling and stuff outside. You know, if it's too loud, I mean, I need to go out there and talk to them and find out when they're going to stop, because
It can be nerve-wracking. It can. It's really hard to block it out.
oh yeah, ADD. I get distracted really easy. I don't even know what to say right now. It's
It's okay. I'm with you, brother.
It's a nightmare at the moment. So on top of this, the way we got the table set up, it doesn't look as
You
aesthetically
did a great
pleasing.
job, by the way.
It doesn't look aesthetically pleasing like it did, with the V, But so now we've got that added on to a whole bunch of grindy sounds and stuff. So it's like we're sitting here.
But this looks a lot better than what we're hearing.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
I believe so. But yeah. So love is okay. So you were talking about somebody who had passed away.
Right.
We need to pray for that family
Mm-hmm. The Klein family.
and the Klein.
Yep.
Because and that's another thing that we can do. That's how we can express our love too, and that's to pray for one another.
Mm-hmm.
Pray for each other.
That shows a lot of love.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty. I was talking about it on my show, because I don't see that. Steve Schultz says that's what it sounds like when you power carve. Yeah, we do need to get something back here to kind of, because it looks like kind of naked.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Like if we put I don't know. We're still decorating, so that's like our show before this was the morning drive, and we're still under construction. As it stands right now, the way the wires are ran with the trusses and everything, and places hanging. That way the wires aren't all over the floor, getting all tangled up. Everything's organized and neat. So it's going to stay this way.
Yes, it is.
What's going? Yeah, because it's all screwed together. So what we're going to do is we're going to be thinking of ideas of how to decorate this back wall, like right here and here.
Right. Well, we were talking about a flag in the middle there
Yeah.
to cover the space there that's there, and I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Then we'll get it figured out.
Oh, yeah.
We do have to be
We're under construction, as you well put it.
we do have to be COVID-19 compliant as far as making sure everybody is 6 feet apart, because it's because we want to make sure everybody here, our guests and everybody that visits us, is safe from this horrible, this secret, weird acting disease that we still can't figure out.
Yeah, I think it's going to take us a while before we actually figure it out.
You got to figure this is probably going to be the norm for quite a while, wearing masks and,
Now, when I just heard on the radio, another radio station this morning, that the mayor of Branson did say that with everybody doing their part in Branson, they're hopefully going to, by September 8th is when the deadline, at least the deadline for unmasking is going to happen. So we're all hoping that happens. I guess we're a red zone now, or I don't know if it's Taney County or Branson that's actually the red zone.
There's going to be red zones popping up all over the place.
Oh yeah, whether it's now or
the point
later.
of the 2-month shutdown was to slow the curve, to flatten the curve. There's
Right.
no way we're going to stop this.
Right.
The point was not to overwhelm the hospitals, and to get everybody into a habit of walking around and being cautious. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that don't really care,
Especially
and that is super frustrating.
for all of us that are trying and working hard at it. They're just slowing it down by them not doing anything.
Somebody the other day was telling me, was kind of saying that they're against masks. I'm like, well, because I was wearing mine. And he's like, I'm like, you know what? Even if it doesn't work, I'm still going to wear it. You know why? Because it makes people feel better around me. The people, it helps the people that I'm surrounding myself with, like at the grocery store and things like that, and helps them to feel less anxiety.
Right.
So out of love for others and their feelings, and for, I don't know if they can catch it from me or not, but I'm going to make sure that
it's
I'm going to
not
do
you.
everything in my power to keep that from happening.
Well, what I don't get, and it disturbed me because I saw this yesterday. I think I was looking on Facebook, and
Those are beautiful carvings, Steve, by the way.
I've got to come out to the fair. Well, it's already in.
Yeah,
it
I you
ended
know
yesterday.
what? I used to go to the fair all the time.
I've missed it
I
every
don't
year I've been here. I've been here 9 years, and I still haven't gone.
Yeah. I used to go all the time when I was younger. It was like the most amazing thing. But now it's like, because I'm getting older, I'm like, it's too hot, too many people. I don't want to ride. I mean, I was too big to ride any of the rides anyways, for the most part. Nor would I wasn't really confident in the rides because they throw them up in a week, and they're held together with a bunch of Carter pins. And
then look at the carnies look at the guys that run it.
No, they're called carnies.
Yeah, they're carnies. But I'm not saying they're all bad. It's just that people get that reputation of, it's put together with wrenches and things like that, screwed on tight and stuff. I'd go to an amusement park before I would go to a carnival.
Right. Well, I mean, no, and I don't play any of the games because I don't like gambling in any way, shape, or form. All those are fixed in one way or the other. Yeah. I just don't feel like I don't feel like it's for me, it's not a good use of my money.
I can go to the store and get something cheaper.
Yeah.
The same kind of thing cheaper.
But a better one even.
Better quality. Yep.
So Steve Schultz said it's over, but it
Yeah.
wasn't busy at all.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And it seemed like it was, hey, COVID's going on. He said there were a lot of people running around out there without masks on. But of course, in 100-degree heat, or 80, 90, 100-degree heat, it's those masks are difficult.
I was having a hard time yesterday with the mask on. I mean,
Yeah.
with the intense heat, it wasn't just the humidity; it was the intense heat
Right.
from it. And of course, now I would want to go take a trip out to South Dakota. Did you hear about that? Where the governor is like, no masks. You don't wear. Nobody's wearing masks out there, and I'm like, wow. People are like, we want her as the next president, or we want her to be this person. We want, just because she's saying no mask. Well, we don't know what's going to happen in the future in South Dakota.
Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen this winter either.
Right, it's scary. Hello, good morning, Troy.
Hey. Your table is set up right there since you and your wife are the only ones in here today. So
Shades are
it's going to be like normal. It's only whenever like family units can sit next to each other and stuff like that. But if there's guests that aren't a family
See,
unit,
I
they're
gotta
supposed to be
sit by
set 6
myself.
feet apart. Yeah. Yeah. We're Phileo members.
That's right. We're
Phileo
Phileo.
members.
So,
Brotherly love.
But what I saw yesterday on the internet really disturbed me, and it was in a certain retail store where a lady just got bent out of shape because a child was not wearing a face mask. Now, isn't it an ordinance where if a child
It's under a certain age.
under 12, I do believe, if they're not, they don't have to wear a mask. I understand that. But she got bent out of shape and actually went and assaulted this young man because he wasn't wearing.
Can you mute number 5 on the board, Troy? I forgot to mute that one. So that way, if you move the microphone, it won't be heard everywhere. I was like, where did that come from? But anyways, continue.
Oh, that's okay. And so what she did is because she saw the mom and the dad, and because this young man was not, or person I should say, because I don't know if it was a man or a boy or a girl, was not wearing a mask, and she started yelling at the boy or girl, started yelling at the parents, if we have to wear a mask, so does, and actually hit him or her.
Hit the child?
Yes, assaulted him.
She went to jail, right?
I don't know.
She better have went to jail. You don't. All right. So if a child is misbehaving, back when I was growing up, you got hit by the closest adult that was inclined to do so.
Right.
But that's how we were raised. But if the child's not acting up and it's just about she hit the child, that makes my blood boil.
Just because, and the mom's like, oh my goodness, what just happened? And she was like distraught. Obviously, I would be too. That's a no-brainer. But just,
yeah.
And they walked away. Nothing was ever done. They didn't hold, I don't know. She just walked away with her husband, and the husband's like, well, if he would have been wearing a mask, that wouldn't have happened.
Sorry. I think we're all like sitting here like, I can't believe, look at the state of the world today. The world needs love today more. I mean, the world's always needed love. We all need God. God is love, right? But such a lack of it now. I mean, this is a time when we all should be banding together and loving one another.
Jana. Go ahead.
Banding together and loving one another with the love of Christ. This is so important today. Otherwise, this whole entire nation is going to fall apart by the threads. Just, I don't know. That blows me away.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are a lot of parents out there right now and thinking of all the things you would do to somebody if they struck your child. I know I probably would have knocked somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody lays a hand on my child.
There's no excuse for that. I mean,
Jana.
no, that's what I just read that. That's why I was laughing.
Everybody's got a hot temper right now just thinking about somebody hitting a child that's not doing
Stephanie
anything
just
wrong.
said there's a lots of bullying up there in Michigan.
Yeah. People feel like they have a right. You know what? I mean, I get that a lot of people don't want to wear masks because they're inconvenient. It's the point of it, the principle, da 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 da. But
But just because parents have to, or just because an adult, if it's a child under the age that it's not, they don't have to wear it, what? That's just,
was that on? Did they get that on video?
yep. They never showed the person or the parents of the child, but it was just that they showed the lady coming up. You could see the camera shaking as though she went and hit him or her.
Yeah, take as many of those as you want, Troy. We got some books to get rid of up here.
Yeah. Dennis,
is,
stop bringing the books up here.
No, don't stop. No, stop.
I'm
We'll just
kidding.
run
I'm
away.
kidding.
away.
I'm kidding. We want you to bring more books up here.
And this is kind of an awkward show today, but that's it started out with the grinding and stuff outside, and now everybody's like stewing on the fact that somebody hit somebody's kid because they weren't wearing a mask. That's going above and beyond the call of. Well, that's going above and beyond the call of just meanness.
I wonder how they brought up, if they got any kids. I wonder how they brought up their kids. That's a bully. It's bad enough when a kid is
If there are
bullying
any
another.
carving books up here, Steve, they are yours. I'm pretty sure that they were brought for you specifically, or for Jay. But yeah, if there's any carving books, we'll look. We'll see about getting you some.
It's bad enough, like you told me on my testimony show, that kids are ruthless, but to have an adult do the same thing, that's just
Adults are bad enough. Kids are really bad because they don't have enough life wisdom to know. That whole saying, they tell kids and they indoctrinate kids, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is a lie. Words do hurt. Sometimes they hurt worse. The scars from words is worse in a lot of cases than actual physical scars.
Mm-hmm. Remember, I went through a lot of that stuff.
Oh yeah, I got made fun of for being fat.
And when you go through, as a
Kids are
child,
horrible.
when you go through something like that, words do stick to you. And, the physical scars you can most of the time get rid of. But the emotional scars, is very, very, very hard to get rid of. And when you can't escape it, like I told you in my show before, I couldn't go to church, couldn't go to school, couldn't go home. I wasn't safe.
That's I don't know. I got a lot of psychological scars from school. I was picked on a lot, and and they tell you, oh, just tell a teacher. You tell a teacher, and the teachers don't do nothing. Back then, they didn't. Then you got in trouble by the bullies for tattling. So it's a no-win situation there.
I think when they bully, this is what I've heard, when they bully, I think it's because they've either been bullied or they've been brought up to being smacked around, and they figure, well then I'm okay, I guess it's good enough for them, or okay, like I told you, today is one of those days.
Yeah.
I'm tongue twisted, but no, what I'm saying is that when you get attacked, you're being attacked by somebody who's also been attacked.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but most of the time, that's usually that's what I hear.
Schultz says, what does the Bible say? The tongue, it's like a two-edged sword. That is true, because with the word, you can lift somebody up and make their day and make their life a little bit better. But with another word, you can completely tear somebody down and completely alter the course of their life with a word. So if you're going to alter the course of someone's life with a word, it needs to be the word.
Just like you said, love
The word is love.
The word is love.
They says in the scripture that let the only debt remain unpaid would be love. You know, basically, you can never love enough. Always you need to love. You can't finish paying off that debt. You just got to keep paying and paying and paying and paying it because, and it's more like an honor to me than it is a debt. Sometimes it's pretty tough though.
Yeah, my mom always told me. She said, you know,
how do we
you gotta
love
keep
people like
coals
that?
of kindness.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Oh yeah, you can't do it without God. You can't do it without God. There's no way. God is love, and it says in 1 John chapter 2, if a man said he is in the let's see, how is it? If a man said he loves the Lord and hates his brother, he's a liar. So if a man says he loves the light and he's in darkness, you know. Well, if a man says he loves the light and hates his brother, he still lives in the darkness to something to that extent.
Yeah, and by the way, the intensity of me getting bullied stopped in the 6th grade. It really did.
See, it worsened for me in the 6th grade.
In junior high, I pretty much had people that I had already grew up with in the neighborhood that kind of looked out for me, that type of thing. But as I got older and the bullying kind of stopped around the 6th, 7th grade. And but yeah, you still get bullied as an adult, or if they don't see that you're, if they don't see their likeness in you, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they don't see the same thing as they think, man, I really am having a hard time today.
That's right. You got time. You got time. Still got 20
Troy,
minutes.
I'll talk to you later about it, but pray for me, brother. It's one of those days where it's just like I'm all tongue-tied, and I can't even say tongue-tied.
You about said tongue twisted. That would have worked.
Tongue-twisted, something like that. Yeah, Jana, thank you. She did. Jana looked out for me in school.
I came home a lot complaining to Mom about these guys that picked on me every day. And I never fought back because I didn't want to get in trouble at school and go home and get in trouble at home. And then I was given the okay to defend myself. And once I defended myself a couple times, nobody really bothered me after that. But up until I was about a junior in high school, I was picked on relentlessly, ruthlessly about my weight and stuff like that. I'm trying to figure out what they're actually doing out there.
Me too, because it sounds
I mean,
like
I can't. They're working men. I can't ask them to stop what they're doing to let us do this. I mean,
didn't you say at one
It's
time
right.
this used to be a giant slide?
yeah, there was a giant slide here. Steve Schultz would tell you all about it. He used to slide. You slide down on britches. They hand you a pair of like a denim or something like that, or a little mat that you sit on and slide down.
It was potato sacks is what I remember.
Potato sacks?
Potato sacks. I remember in Michigan we had a giant slide in our neck of the
I think
woods.
they would call that burlap. Burlap, yeah, burlap.
Yeah.
So,
but on a hot summer day, it's not a good idea.
you know, have you ever been in the cave in Silver Dollar City?
Yep.
Okay, that's an amazing tour.
Yes. The
And-
Statue of Liberty. You could fit the Statue of Liberty in.
Yeah, and you could. There's what is it? They used to have a festival every year where they would fly in 5 hot air balloons, fully aired up, obviously,
Oh, I remember.
in a circle down through the hole in the, what do they call that? The sanctuary,
Yeah.
and or the cathedral.
I think it's a cathedral.
And you go down all those stairs, but they tell you all they did back whenever it first opened was they give you a pair of shorts with leather sewn on the butt, and they would slide. You would have to slide down that big pile of rocks to get to the bottom, which sounded like fun. But if you're claustrophobic, probably not a good ride to go on.
No, and it definitely wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
Well, hey there, Jay.
There's Jay. Hey. Yours is the chipped mug. Today.
Well,
Until tomorrow.
I'm glad that he got his chipped mug back.
I was the one that chipped it. I was the one that chipped it, so it's my chipped mug.
Uncle Bruce said on the air that I might be a little autistic, and I think he's right. I am very obsessive about some really weird things.
Yeah, even though I was the one that chipped it,
Like everything.
and, you know, he keeps taking it from me. I'm going to chip another mug.
Because it had to be something.
Just so that he can have a chip mug yourself.
He did the same thing with the other cups that we had with the different pictures on them.
Don't be chipping mine.
So, toe sacks. Gunny sacks.
Yeah, Susan Burrows. Good morning, Susan. I'm glad that you decided to join us this morning.
We got a lot of extra stuff going on outside of the area here.
So,
More chipper kind of chip.
Wop, 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 wop.
that's exactly what I needed to hear.
It's his rebellious nature. He has a rebellious nature. Chipmunk. Who's a chip?
I don't have a chip.
He said you're a chipmunk.
I don't have a chip on my shoulder.
Steve said that?
Steve Schultz did.
I didn't.
Well, now he needs to. Hey, I want him to carve me a cricket.
A what?
A cricket.
Carve him a cricket.
One of my.
That's Jay from the morning drive you hear in the background.
Catches. I'm hoping it catches on.
A cricket?
I was like a lion.
Oh, yeah.
She said more like a cricket. Now she always calls me cricket.
Oh, man.
That's a good idea. I think we're going to start calling you cricket.
Hey. When
He'll always have work around here because we all the time tell him bad jokes.
during the morning drive, hi, my name was Matt. My name was Cricket. And my name is B.
He says you drink out of a chipmunk. That's funny. All right, let me see if I got something here. Let's see.
Cricket. LOL, Cricket, be
Here,
quiet. Who, me?
Let me see here. I got something going on here. I'm trying to mute this because I think I've got a cricket sound.
Oh. That's after you hear a bad joke.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That or the wop, 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 wop.
Okay. I can't believe that's been
I
a
should have
long
played
time.
this earlier.
That's been a long time since we've done that.
We should have done that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And then bees.
Oh, now you bring it up.
Let me see what we got
Well,
here.
be careful.
Nah. I don't have a. Say that again.
Be careful. It's crickets. We don't want to get a flyby again.
Another one. Tanner got pooped on that one day.
That was so funny.
That was pretty funny. That was hilarious, actually.
Oh man, incoming. We got a leak.
See, we started with the.
He's on the kick of the soundboard.
Okay, that wasn't what I expected it to be.
Man, it was the bean and beef burrito. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, you guys are terrible.
Thanks for making my day.
You know, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about making people's day. I didn't mean to hit that either. I was like, what is that? Here we go.
What is that? Oh yeah, cha-ching.
We got some laughter going on here. Check it out.
We got a good peanut gallery.
There you go. Obviously, it's a recording. We do have a good peanut gallery.
We do. Thank you for joining us today in our peanut gallery.
There's a. Here we go. That's what we'll do whenever we tell a really, really stupid joke. Just be like, What do you call a dog with no legs? It doesn't matter what you call him. He's not going to come to you.
That was good.
How does Moses make his tea? He brews it. So, anyways,
What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
lean beef. What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
So yeah, we're being goofy right now, having a lot of fun.
Hey, I'm just taking after the morning drive by being goofy.
Here we go. There you go.
Hey,
works.
all right. But I
right.
like it when you do it too.
Everyone is smiling. Cricket, be quiet. That's what Susan says.
Jana said, I don't know who she's.
Man, I'm
talking
telling you
to.
what, I'm pretty sleepy today there, old Steve.
Yeah.
I'm here because his guest could not make it today, if you're wondering. Otherwise, his guest has an amazing story.
Oh, yeah. And
An
it would
amazing
be much more
testimony.
sincere.
Amazing testimony, and she tells her testimony in such a way that it enthralls you.
And
Like,
when you go into that
I
store.
caught myself leaning forward.
Yeah. When you go into the store, she
tells
tells
it.
you. She tells you that story. And I've heard it I don't know how many times, and I'm still intrigued every time I hear it. And so just the way that she, when I will tell you when Susan and I first met, she was in a little store at a very popular Branson mall, and she was in a little, I don't want to say cubby, but just in this little small little area, and we'd never heard of this, and I thought, that jewelry made out of pennies, cool. And then she said, well, you know how that started? And I was like, no. And
And then she told you.
and she went right in the story, or she went right into her story.
Oh, yeah.
When you get
Susan
done-
Abar. Man,
When you get
amazing,
done hearing the
amazing
story,
woman.
you're either in tears, your jaw drops, or both.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
And so we'll be hearing. Now, her show is on Thursdays.
From
Penny
9
for
to
your
10.
Thoughts.
Penny for your thoughts from 9 to 10.
And I'll be having her on my show eventually. I don't know when I'm going to have her on now, but I'm going to have her give that testimony and give her that story so that
Right.
people that have not heard it, you're going to be able to go to. I'm going to let her talk about where she's located. Then that way she can give you the exact location and address and phone number, things like
And-
that. And I'll be having her on my show
Whoops.
eventually. I don't know.
You were saying?
So it's gonna well, all right, I'm trying to collect my thoughts again here, man.
Collect them in a holy bucket.
Amen.
Like me, they you collect them in a bucket and they spill out everywhere.
Just isn't there a song called there's a hole
Holes in the bucket, dear Liza, there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, there's a hole. Well, then fix it, dear whoever, dear Jack. Then fix it. Fix it. And he's like, how do I, dear Liza? I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Actually, I
since
was talking about Hank Williams Sr.
Oh,
There's
a tear in my beer and I'm crying for you, dear.
that's Junior, but actually
No, that's not Junior. That's
Senior.
There's
That's
a
right.
tear in my... Yeah, well, I'm not going to sing it because I don't really
Well,
have
there
a tear in my beer
instead
anymore.
of saying beer,
Unless it's root beer. And even then, I don't have tear in my
it
root
was
beer.
he changed it at the Grand Ole Opry to
In my milk. yeah, and that just made... No, that was... That wasn't... That was...
Senior.
Was that Senior?
Yeah, it was Senior.
And they made him change... They said, don't do beer, we got kids watching.
Yeah, it was
And
at
he
the Grand
said
Ole
milk.
Opry. It was Sunday morning. It was known as the
And
Sanctuary
he stopped
Church.
it and said milk.
And then he winked.
And then that made it that much more apparent that he wasn't talking about milk.
No, of course not.
So,
Tim Hedler, if you're watching, God bless you. I hope to see you soon.
Tim Hadler.
Tim Hadler, he was the one that did the Hank Williams Sr. Tribute in Branson for a long time.
Yes, he actually was at a Cliff Wagner tribute show. And he came out dressed in all white with a white cowboy hat, and he did I Saw the Light and a couple of other songs that Hank Sr. did, and did a really good job at it. Did a really amazing job, actually.
So he's still he's touring. I think he only does one, maybe two shows in Branson now a year. He doesn't do a full season anymore.
Yeah, that's man. The day is almost. Yeah, we're at that moment where we're almost out of time, and it's just that awkward trying to find stuff to talk about until it's time to calm it down. After we got distracted because of the sound outside, now it's hard to get back on track, isn't it?
Yes, it is. To
Yeah.
be honest with you,
I mean, I have ADHD, and did you say you're autistic as well, or?
it's not autism. Well, Troy.
Troy has ADHD without a doubt.
No, it's probably that.
Well, I mean,
I probably touch of it, but that's not what I was diagnosed as. But
well,
I'm sure I
we
have
here at
touch of
Axe Media Group and Axe Ministry, we support autism awareness as well.
and I think that's what Jim and I were talking about.
Yeah.
Too. So I'm
Jim
sure
and
I do.
this isn't a horoscope show. Just kidding. Go ahead. Continue. I just distracted you again.
Yeah, that's okay. July is a good birthday.
It is. It is. I had.
birth month.
Are you a Leo?
Cancer.
Cancer? See, I'm just born on the cusp of Leo
You know,
and Cancer.
I hate saying that because I had cancer, and I don't like to be cancer.
What is that? Oh yeah. Anyways, I can't remember what song that is.
Yeah.
Oh, Yankee Doodle.
Yeah.
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yep.
Yankee Doodle went to town.
Riding on a
Pony. I had to think about it too because there's a lot of versions that I sang when I was in school.
Oh, yeah, there's
And
a lot of versions.
It got and,
there are
you know,
a lot of versions.
stuff that got me in trouble. I don't
And-
talk like that now. I mean, I
Of
used to
course,
cuss every other word.
Now we have to use that song very discreetly and in a very G-rated format.
Well, I mean, this should be G-rated anyways.
It is,
um,
it is normally.
I
Kids have a way of
oh yeah.
making. My nephew, he was really good at making songs up with the tune of a certain
Oh yeah,
song.
they would call that a parody.
Yes, and he would always try to make songs up, and it's like, where did that come from? And he goes, I just made it up.
Well, Steve, it's about time for us to get out of here, buddy.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you folks tuning in for this very unusual, very distracting type of show.
That's one way to put it.
Yes, but I appreciate you, Matt, filling in. And Susan, again, if you're watching, we're praying for you and your husband.
Well, take us out, Steve.
Well, thank you again, folks, for joining me, and I'll see you next week with a guest or not. But I want to thank Matt for sitting in, and tune in now for Troy and Belinda Johansson for the Sacred Way, or Sacred Ways.
It's
not
Sacred
the
Ways.
Sacred Ways.
Sacred Ways.
Sacred Ways. And I want you guys to all remember God loves you, so do I, and have a brighter day.